The rain poured that evening like the heavens were crying with me. I stood outside my own house, shivering, a single suitcase at my feet, and my son's voice echoing in my ears. "Dad, we can't take care of you anymore. You'll have to find another place to stay for 73 years. I'd never felt so small. I built that house with my own hands, brick by brick, dream by dream. Every corner held memories. My late wife humming while cooking, my children running through the hallways, their laughter filling the air. Now, those same walls shut me out like I was a stranger. But fate has a way of revealing truth. And when it did, my children would wish they had never uttered those words. The park bench was cold, but it was kinder than my own blood. I sat there with my tattered coat, my walking stick, and my memories. People walked by without a glance. To them, I was just another old man, someone whose story no one cared to know. I had worked 45 years in the railway department. I wasn't rich, but I was honest. Every paycheck I earned went toward raising my children, giving them what I never had: education, comfort, and a good home. My wife, Maria, and I dreamed that one day our children would take care of us the way we took care of them. But life doesn't always honor such dreams. After Maria passed, I moved in with my eldest son, Imran. He and his wife welcomed me warmly at first. But as months passed, their smiles faded. My presence became a burden. My teacup wasn't in the right place. My old songs disturbed their evenings. Even the grandchildren began to avoid me, taught perhaps that old age is something to be ashamed of. Then came the day I'd never forget. Imran stood in the living room, his arms crossed. His wife, Farah, stood beside him with a look that could freeze fire. "Dad, we've talked about this. You're not comfortable here. We're not comfortable either. It's better for everyone if you move out." I stared at him, confused. "Move out? To where, Beta? This is my house." Farah sighed impatiently. "Your house?" "Dad, the papers are in Imran's name. You gave it to him before Mom passed, remember?" My heart sank. I remembered that day vividly. Maria was sick, and the lawyer said it would be easier to transfer the house to Imran's name for future convenience. I trusted my son completely. "Imran," I whispered, "you promised you'd take care of it, for the family." He looked away. "I have a family now, Dad." Things are different. No argument, no begging, no tears could change his mind. That night, they left my suitcase by the gate. My own blood had turned me into an unwanted guest. For weeks, I wandered. Some nights I slept in the park. Other nights, in the mosque courtyard. Hunger became familiar. Loneliness, my shadow. One evening, as I sat on that same bench, a young man approached. "Baba, are you all right?" His name was Ahmed, a kind soul, a mechanic by profession. He offered me tea and a warm meal. I hesitated, but his smile reminded me of the son I once had. From that day, Ahmed began visiting me regularly. Sometimes he brought food, sometimes just conversation. "You remind me of my own father," he'd say. "He passed away when I was young." For the first time in months, I felt human again. Ahmed eventually insisted I move into his small rented room behind his workshop. "You can sleep here, Baba." "I can't let you stay in the cold," I resisted at first, but he was persistent. That small room became my new home, a place filled with more warmth than the mansion I once owned. Months passed. Ahmed treated me like family. I started helping him around the workshop, keeping accounts, greeting customers, telling stories that made them laugh. One morning, a lawyer showed up at the workshop looking for me. "Mr. Rashid?" he asked. "I have some documents regarding your late wife's estate." He handed me an envelope. Inside were old papers I hadn't seen in years, Maria's original will. My hands trembled as I read it. She had left the house entirely to me. The clause transferring it to Imran had been made after her death, and it required both my and the lawyer's signatures. But the lawyer's signature was missing. That meant the document Imran used was invalid? Forged. My heart pounded. My own son had cheated me. With Ahmed's help, I visited the lawyer who handled the will. He confirmed it. Imran had come to him after Maria's death, pretending I had agreed to the transfer. But the lawyer had refused to finalize it. Imran had later submitted a fake copy elsewhere. Ahmed's eyes burned with anger. "We have to take this to court, Baba." At first, I didn't want revenge. But I remembered the night I stood in the rain, my son's words stabbing my heart. I couldn't let my wife's memory be trampled like that. We went to the authorities with the original will and the forged papers. The investigation didn't take long. Imran's lie unraveled quickly. His wife's shocked face at the hearing told me she had no idea what he'd done. The court ruled that the house and all associated property belonged rightfully to me. Imran faced fraud charges, though I asked for leniency. When he saw me outside the courtroom, he broke down. "Dad, I'm sorry. I was stupid. I thought you'd never find out I placed a hand on his shoulder. Son, I lost my home once because of you. Don't make me lose my heart again." I didn't move back into that house. It felt haunted by betrayal. Instead, I gave it to a local charity to turn into a shelter for elders, those like me, who'd been forgotten by their families. As for me, I stayed with Ahmed. He became the son I was meant to have. Every evening, we'd sit outside the workshop, sipping tea, talking about life. One night, he said, "Baba, do you ever miss them?" I smiled softly. "I miss who they used to be, but sometimes life takes people down dark paths. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting. It means freeing yourself from the pain." He nodded, and for the first time, I felt peace. Months later, my children came to visit me. They stood awkwardly outside the workshop, ashamed, broken, and humbled. "Dad," Imran said quietly, "we saw what you did with the house. You turned it into something good. We're proud of you." I looked at them with tired eyes. "I didn't do it to make you proud. I did it so no other father would feel what I felt." They wept that day. I forgave them, not because they deserved it, but because I deserved peace. And as the sun set behind the workshop, I realized something powerful. Sometimes, losing everything is what it takes to finally find yourself.